Hello and welcome to Fridge Camp.
If you eat as much food as I do, then you're going to love this show.
Coming up in the fridge today,
It's all about marshmallows. We show you how to make a raspberry ripple marshmallow ice cream.
we take shop-bought marshmallows and make savoury marshmallows.
But first, we enter Ben's candy shop and he shows us how to make Rainbow Twist marshmallows. First take.
There was a young man named Ben who was forced to do this by his friends. Then one day he snapped and he got his own back and put this into each one of them.
Welcome to Ben's candy shop.
Today we're tackling homemade marshmallows, but not any old type. We're going for rainbow twisted marshmallows. And this is how you make them. Basically, it's whisked up egg whites, sugar syrup and gelatin. So the sugar syrup is caster sugar, liquid glucose and water in a pan, heated up until it reaches 120 degrees Celsius. You will need a sugar thermometer for this. Keep an eye on it. Next up, you want to dissolve the gelatin leaves, so place them in a small saucepan, cover them with cold water and leave them for a few minutes. You'll need the exact number of leaves of gelatin, so the exact amount of sugar and liquid glucose and water. You can get full weights and measurements on Sorted Food. And thirdly, the eggs, but you just need the egg whites. 2 large eggs at room temperature, the egg whites into a mixer with a whisk attachment and whisked up until soft and fluffy. Soft, light and fluffy. Once your sugar mixture reaches 120 degrees Celsius, you need to do 2 things at once. Luckily, I have 2 hands. Firstly, pour your sugar syrup into the mixer while it's mixing. Secondly, put your gelatin leaves on the stove to warm up. This is partly cooking the egg whites and giving it loads of extra volume. And then once all of your gelatin has dissolved in the warm water, add that in too. You can see all the steam and feel it's really quite warm. So while it cools down at a slightly slower speed, we can get the next bit ready. Grab yourself piping bags. You want 3 of them and you want to turn them inside out over a jug. It makes getting sticky marshmallow mixture into it much easier. Something about the hat, it makes me do this more. And the last bit of preparation is to take an equal combination of corn flour and icing sugar and put it into a sieve. Use that to dust over baking trays. That's where you'll pipe your meringue. Now, working pretty quickly, we're going to divide this mixture into 3 bowls. Colour each one with a nice pastel colour and transfer each of those into a piping bag. Finally, before it sets up, snip it and pipe it as long as possible and about 1 centimetre thick. 1 final dust over these and then leave them to set at room temperature for a couple of hours. Next up for the twist to our marshmallows. Now dust a board with the same mixture, corn flour and icing sugar, and put some on your hands so your fingers aren't too tacky. Then lift up 1 strand of marshmallow at a time, roll it on the board. Don't worry if there's too much icing sugar and corn flour mixture. A lot of that will dissolve into the marshmallow and the rest you can shake off later on when it sets up. Lay 1 strand next to a 2nd strand, next to a 3rd, all different colours, and pin them at each end with cocktail sticks. Now twist from one end until you get a full spiral, and you're going to have to leave them at room temperature to remember their shape for several hours, possibly even overnight. Like a good mattress, they will hold the shape you put them in. And there we go, overnight they set up and they hold their shape. That is twisted rainbow marshmallows sorted. But if you don't want to go to the fuss of making your own homemade marshmallows, then here are my Oompa Loompas to show you a few recipes you can make with store-bought ones.
This is raspberry ripple marshmallow ice cream. Okay, we're going to start by whipping some double cream in a bowl to soft peaks, and then we're going to carefully fold in some condensed milk. Next up, we're going to melt our marshmallows over a gentle heat in a saucepan, get them nice and sticky, and then we're going to pour them into our ice cream mix and mix it all up. We're going to do that quickly because the hot marshmallows is going to get and it's going to be very sticky and very fun.
Marianne, best of friends.
This one's for blank catastrophe. What does the fox say?
Why are you always mentioning Lemon Party? Stop mentioning Lemon Party. It's an old dead meme, literally. I apologise on behalf of Mike.
This is enough to make 2 bowls of ice cream. I'm just going to make one here, ripple it with the raspberry coulis, and you'll get the idea. Now, like any good ice cream, we're going to put this in the freezer to set up, and then you're going to want to take it out about 20 minutes before you want to eat it, so you get some great scoops. Now, if I was to use some really funky language to describe that. I would describe that as cheeky, I would describe that as naughty, and possibly guilty.
Recipe number 2. Now we all know the best bit of a hot chocolate are the marshmallows on top, but what if the marshmallows were the drink and the chocolate was within that? Good question, ain't it? And it starts with a blowtorch. You want to toast your marshmallows so they're all brown all over and gooey inside. Now I know what you're thinking, I haven't got a blowtorch. Well, fear not, just get some wood, build a little fire in the garden, get that going, all gather around with some marshmallows, and you get the same sort of effect, but a lot easier. Then get your butter into a hot pan and bring that up to a foam. Then add your marshmallows, your brown sugar, and a pinch of cloves. Who brought this in? Seriously. Once that's all stirred and combined, you want to add all your milk in a little bit at a time and bring it up to a bubble. Now that's bubbling, in goes your chopped dark chocolate and your double cream. Once it's all done, take it off the heat and let it do its thing. Nailed that.
I feel sleepy.
That's going to be your blood sugar level dipping below normal. Now I think that fridge cam had everything.
It did. It had the real life Marshmallow Man.
What did he say?
It had the real life Marshmallow Man. That's what I thought you said.
And if you stick with us, it's going to have Ben making some savoury marshmallows. You stay down!
You're crushing my solar plexus.
Ah! Oh! Oh! Oh!